all these models coming and trying to chat to him. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll come. And I'm like, just trying to make sure they go from there. Why would he spend energy on one person? And that's when I thought maybe he's the casual variety. That time I think sortie was going to happen. I said, isko release hone do. Iske baad ye ladka ko dikhne hi nahi wala hai. Like he's going to be lost somewhere. I'm never going to see this boy.
I always wanted to be around her, always wanted to hang out with her, to hear her speak and to be like, what new is she getting on the table?
I was like, huh? And I turned around and he's sitting there with a ring.
What?
To take a trip is close by and it's easy, so that's why I like going to Dubai.
So go to Lonavala then.
Love, I have a couple with me who have kept it super low-key when it comes to their PDA, but have been extremely loved by the audience. Joining me in a conversation are the newlyweds Anushka, Ranjan and Aditya Seal.
Thank you.
Welcome to Pinkvilla.
Thank you for having us.
So, Anushka, you actually said this once in an interview that you guys come from very different backgrounds and the upbringing is very different. I want to know what makes you all common when it comes to your values.
Actually, that's the surprising part about the fact that when we met, we didn't expect each other to have the similar kind of core values. And that's when you started realizing that it doesn't matter which school you've been with, what kind of friends you have. It's just the families you come from. And him and I come from very similar families where we're all together. We are obsessed with our cousins and uncles and aunts and
Big time.
Big time. Like he has a huge family and I have a huge family. Even when I meet a new person, even if it's a friend, I want to meet their parents first, because I feel if I don't have, I don't know where they come from, how can I be calling them a friend or a close friend?
Right.
So
this is actually what happened when we met. I had come to her house, I had met her people, her sister, her family, I had met all of them. This is before we started dating, or we just were about to start dating. And then she had a major complaint. She said, but I don't know anything about you. I said, what do you mean? You know where I stay, you know what I do, you know what school I've been to. She said, but I've never met your parents, I've never met anybody in your family. I said,
this was the initial phase of dating?
Initial phase. I said, how is that important? She said, and this was the exact explanation. She said, if I don't know who your parents are, where you come from, what you do, blah, blah, blah.
But meeting his parents at the very start, is it a little intimidating?
It was on a friendship level, to be honest.
Yeah.
That she just wanted to get know me better is why she wanted to meet people around me.
And if y'all had different worlds, how did y'all happen to meet?
basically we met at an event which me and my mother were hosting, and it was a celebrity fashion show. So he was invited by a friend of ours, and he came. And I met him over there.
What did all speak?
Like we literally laugh about it that if he didn't come that day, there's a high possibility we would have never met. Like ever.
Though our colleges were right across each other, but half the time I wasn't in college, half the time she wasn't in college.
How it is always.
Yeah, you know how it is. And so there was no possibility. We have no common friends. Now we do, but at that time we had no common friends. We had no common place that we went to. So
no common restaurant, no common hangout. Literally, if he didn't land up that day, there would be no chance I would have met him in my whole life.
That one day.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
That one day changed it all.
Yeah. And he keeps saying that it was a Sunday, and usually he doesn't want to get out of the house on a Sunday. He didn't realize when he said yes to the event that it's going to fall on a Sunday, and then it was too late for him to back out. For him to back out.
What are the odds?
Exactly. So I was just, and for me it was so funny because just a few months before I started stalking him on Instagram, and I was like, he's so cute, kahan milega, kaun dekhega, ye wo. And when my friend said he's coming, I said, what? This is bizarre. So it's so crazy that I had just seen him. It was not like I've known of him for a very long time.
And I reached the event earlier because I didn't go for my costume trials a day prior or 2 days prior. So so that's when we actually hung out, started talking before people started coming in.
Yeah, so the event was at 9, he was there about 6 o'clock. I'm a very chatty person, and thoda sa I wanted to, give him. Yeah, I also was very, very interested. So I was like trying to make conversation a lot more.
And I don't make conversation at all, especially in an uncomfortable situation.
And I was seeing all these models coming and trying to chat to him. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll come. And I'm like, just trying to make sure they go from there. I said, no, I've been single for so long. I said, I can't lose it to these girls right now. After itna, the universe has made this happen. I cannot lose my chance at this point.
Yeah. That makes me ask you this, that he gets a lot of female attention also, and there's a preconceived notion with good-looking guys that they're probably approaching you for something casual. He was the one to kind of, get you in the relationship. What about him got you serious and felt like, okay, yeah, this guy actually likes me and he's really serious about it?
He was very honest about everything. I did not for 1 sec. Even when we would hang out, I don't think I've ever seen him being flirty with anybody or chatty. If anything, that was my silly habit of when we used to go out, I just strike up a conversation with anybody. I would just chat up anybody, and he would get irritated about it. And he's like, "Why do you do that?" I said, "Listen, I'm a silly person."
Are you the more possessive one?
I used to be, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
It
Now I'm more
goes away
comfortable.
with time.
Yeah. I've just now I got to know who she is, how she is around people.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, go chat.
Of course, he's a good-looking guy. I'm sure he gets tons of attention from various girls wherever he goes. So why would he be interested, or why would he want to be serious, or why would he spend energy on one person? And that's when I thought maybe he's the casual variety who just wants to.
And let me put out there, I had made it amply clear to her initially that I'm not looking to get in a relationship because I had just gotten out of one.
That
so
was another thing.
I had made it absolutely clear in my head because I had been in relationships, and this was one time that I got to myself, okay, I'm going to be single, I'm just going to be meeting new people, making new friends, and I made it very clear to her that I'm just looking to be friends.
But God had other plans only.
Completely. I was fighting it. I was like, nahi yaar, nahi karte, ye nahi hoga. And because again, that little bit was there that, okay, yes, he's an actor. Yes, he's good looking. Yes. And I have been around actors and actresses all my life. So I see the amount of attention and sometimes what it can do to people. Like it just gets you a little excited, which is fair enough. Like I'm not going to judge that. But I was like, I don't want to be in that position where I'm stuck with somebody who's going to be getting all this female attention and I would be uncomfortable around it. And that time I think sortie was going to happen. I said, isko release hone do. Iske baad ye ladka ko dikhne hi nahi wala hai. Like he's going to be lost somewhere. I'm never going to see this boy. But he was just really honest. And that's when my thing came, Mama se milao, Papa se milao, Didi se milao.
And Aditya, for you, out of, as I said, you get the female attention. What about Anushka attracted you that I want to marry this girl and I want to get serious? And as you said, you didn't want to be in a relationship. How did that change?
So something about her attracted me. Firstly, her personality was something very flamboyant. She was louder than I am, and she speaks really well. Her mind attracted me a lot, and gradually I started having a crush on her. Being like, yeah, how cool is she? How amazing is she? Every time I would meet her, there would be something new to learn, which always happened, and I always wanted to be around her. Always wanted to hang out with her, to hear her speak, and to be like, what new is she getting on the table? And every single time that I met her, I would leave and be like, okay, you know what, this is interesting.
In the movies where the girl comes in the guy's life and he discovers things about himself and breaks out of the shell.
Absolutely. So I've been somebody who's been a little low in confidence, and
Can you imagine?
No, that's what I'm like, why?
Can you imagine?
For what?
I'm like, for what? Please.
Yes, but
I said, chal, forget the looks and the superficialness. You're a good performer. You're a good dancer. You're good at martial arts. I said, you're talented. Why would you be low on confidence? His friends love him. His family dotes on him. So I said, the problem kya hai?
But sometimes you need exactly this validation from...
Yes, she brought that out in me. I don't know how she made me... my self-worth, you made me realize my self-worth. I still don't think I'm worthy enough the way you make me feel.
Even now that you guys are married and you all have dated for, I guess, 4 years if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
That's a long time. And now, when you're dating, there is still a little distance. Now that you all are together, you all are waking up together, sleeping, eating, doing everything together. Does the spark ever get dull?
No, he's a cartoon to live with. Like literally just today in the morning, he has done weird things. Okay, he's kicking and irritating, and then he comes and he sits on me and I'm
not
like,
kicking her.
Not kicking in the
Let me
sense,
just-
but like kicking the chair while I'm
Yeah.
sitting on it, just being a child. So I feel like we've seen a different side of each other. When we were dating, we weren't living together, so we didn't realize how much fun it could also be living with the right person.
How did you propose to her?
Oh, you don't want to know.
I want to know.
It was the most perfect, like cliche bolna hai to bolo, I don't care, but it was perfect for me. We were in Paris for my birthday, and it was a birthday trip that we were doing. So the night to bring in my birthday, he booked this really fun space called Matignon. It was a restaurant, and we went there. We had a great dinner, and we went, and then we came back, and he's like, so I went to change, and I came back to the room, and I saw that my gifts were laid out. So he got me a jacket which had my dog, who passed away, Buster, his painting at the back, and in the and me and his painting at the back, and my new baby Miha, hers on the front. So I was so emotional. I said, how sweet! Like, this couldn't have been this is the most perfect gift I could have had. And then after that, he gave me a video, and he put it on, and there was video messages from my entire family, but somehow he got in touch with everybody and made them send in videos. So I was really emotional, and I was like, I'm actually tearing up right now. It was so cute. I was like, oh, such sweet things. I said, why don't you all say it more often to me? You'll treat me like shit otherwise. But so all that happened, and then the last video was his, and it said
And she was turned that side.
so I was just lying down crying, and my eyes are like bloated, and my nose is blocked and everything. And it's his video that said
it said
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. There are too many things that I want to tell you, but I don't have the words. So why don't you just turn around? This is happening in the video. So
In the
why don't you
video.
just turn around?
So I was like, huh? And I turned around, and he's sitting there with a ring, and he's crying, and he's saying, I promise. And I'm like, what do you promise? And I couldn't breathe because my nose was so blocked with all the crying. I've gone rushed to the restroom, I've blown my nose, I've come in.
Yeah, in the middle of all of this.
Oh my god.
If that wouldn't have happened, it wouldn't have been the most perfect proposal, because it's our proposal. And he's like, I promise to take care of you, to love you. And that's when he gave me the promise ring that he would want to marry me. And then the next day we got
And
up.
nobody knew of this apart from my sister and my mother.
Yeah, nobody knew. So I sent a picture to my mom and sister, and they were like so happy. And the next day we got up and went to McDonald's for breakfast, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we went to Disneyland. So I said this couldn't have been the most, this is like perfect 24 hours for my life. And when I'm in Disneyland, my sister FaceTimes me and I'm wearing those Minnie Mouse ears. And she's like, Didi, please, you've just become an adult. Someone proposed to you. And I turned it and he was wearing the Mickey Mouse ears. So I said, I'm sorry. I'm going to be marrying someone who's dumber than I am. So it's fine. Doesn't matter. So yeah, that was my proposal.
And then we had a beautiful dinner. So I had booked a cruise. Not entirely, it was like a cruise. And so the cruise goes across it. You have a amazing meal happening, and you see all the monuments. You see the Eiffel Tower and this and that, and just beautiful music playing. And then I went in with a musician, and I told him, just could you play Happy Birthday, this and that. And I think it was
Sounds ideal. Couldn't get better.
Yeah, it was
beautiful.
actually so perfect. Like what you see in movies and you feel कि अरे इतना cliche हमारी life में थोड़ी ना होगा. And it happened.
Yeah. You know, this video on your wedding day where you're walking down the aisle looking towards and walking towards Aditya, you had tears, and that video went viral over Reels and Instagram because it was so like, you know, heart touching. I want to know, when you were walking down that aisle, what were you thinking?
So basically, when I was getting ready, all my friends were lining up, and my sister was like a strict teacher saying, y'all will get in this line, y'all will get in this line, boys will hold each other, this, that. And suddenly we started walking, and some song was playing. And I walked, and my sister turned around, and she's like, Didi, and she was crying, and she's like, Didi, hear the voice. I'm like, huh? And she's like, it's Adi. And that's when you'll see me doing this and this in the video. And I didn't know he sung my bridal entry song. That was a surprise to me. So because that happened, there were so many expressions in that first 1 second of the video, because I didn't know. And after that, I just couldn't stop crying. Yeah, I just couldn't stop crying, because I was like, after everything we had been through in our lives, and we've been through lots of ups and downs, like even today he's doing everything to make my life special. You know, it's not just he hired someone I like to sing. It was not about money, it was not about shosha, it was not about expense, it was not about that. It was about something that would mean something to me, you know. And that's what made me really happy, that is he going to do this forever? And then in that moment, my answer to myself was yes, he's going to do this forever.
You know, talking about ups and downs, every relationship has that. When do you think was not the best time of your relationship, and how did you all sort of overcome it?
So I don't think our relationship ever had a problem.
Yeah.
We had problem. I had a few issues with certain behaviors that he had, but that had nothing to do with the relationship. There was nothing wrong with us. It was just like, I would really like for you to be more proactive, for example, or if I'm taking care of something, you take care of something else, like a partnership.
Yeah, I mean, there were times that the other person would get really angry and just blurt out that this is the end of it, but it
Like
really
those
never
dramatic
meant, of
fights
course.
where let's break up,
Yeah.
let's take a break. Or
We've
something
had a
of that
few
sort.
of them, but they were all for valid reasons. They were never
Yeah.
like, because we were mad about something, it ended up in something and something and something, and then you say it. You know how a lot of times it just blows out of proportion. Only initially he had some ex-girlfriend who was a slash friend who was very tente, which used to irritate me.
I think that's what exes
Yeah,
do.
and I was very okay with them being friends till she started like tang ladaying in the middle and all. I was like, see, I hate drama. I'm a very drama-free person. So I was like, you choose like either that madness or this normalcy.
True.
And I instantly, when she told me that choose right now, I instantly made that choice. And
Yeah,
said,
but I just want to say
is
that I'm
it.
not that
Never
kind of
again,
person.
Never spoke
I
again.
just don't like anyone who adds drama in life. Like even if it was a girl best friend, a guy best friend, I would have been like, listen, this is not happening. Like
Yeah.
life is too short and there's too much to do in that time to just fight aimlessly.
Yeah, there's a small game that we're going to play with you guys. So I'm just going to let the slate. So the first thing, Anushka's favorite place to take a trip.
What?
To take a trip is close by and it's easy, so that's why I like going to Dubai.
So go to Lonavala then.
I hate Lonavala. He knows I hate going to Lonavala. I find it the most pointless 3-hour drive of my life. You don't know me?
I'm gonna call up every person that I know to validate this. And
Okay.
everybody will say you're wrong about
Paris
this.
I liked because my proposal happened there. London again was our thing. But we don't choose to go to London first chance we get. That's yours. She asked for mine.
Unbelievable.
He's so bad.
I don't know
isn't
what
he?
is the right answer now.
Dubai.
They both are.
Everyone knows bachpan se I've been going there only. Anytime anyone has anything, I'm like, अरे कितना cheap ticket है चल दुबई चलते हैं.
Now I'm gonna give all the wrong answers.
I'll kick your
Of course,
backside.
this was ridiculous, Anush.
Okay.
Mine is the right answer.
Aditya's first thought or first impression after meeting Anushka. Whoa. Wow. I thought this would be different, but this one is same.
Nope.
Because
Next,
I pay attention. That's
Oh
all.
yes, of course.
आगे?
what was your last fight about?
What did it say?
Non-proactive Adi is because clothes, so that's because he throws his clothes all around the house. And Katana, I said. And he's always cheating with my best friend. They both will collude
You
and try to
cannot
like beat
cheat
me.
in that game.
Yeah, you can.
It's a board
Yeah,
game.
you
You
can.
can't cheat
Yeah,
in
you
that.
can. If you help each other out, that's called cheating.
They both
Okay.
lose to me. So
And
they
they don't
both are
accept it.
fighting. They both are fighting, saying that I'm colluding with her, I'm colluding with him.
Yeah, okay. Good for you.
Loser.
That's why now you know about the Dubai also he's wrong, about Katana also
no,
he's
no,
wrong.
no.
Who do you think would ditch a party to be at home and cuddle?
Both.
But yeah, I'll say Adi only.
Yeah, but it's both.
Really?
Yeah, we're damn lazy now.
No one's a party animal.
She used to be.
I used to be, but I became old also then, so.
Yeah, she used to be.
And food or shopping, what would Anushka give up out of the two? Oh, this was easy.
Very easy.
Shopping.
Any day.
You're a foodie.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love food.
But you know,
I don't-
Akansha told me that you keep shopping. Once we were shooting something with her, and like you keep shopping and then you buy something that is not your size.
Yeah!
And then she gets the benefit
That's
She
of it.
just gave one dress back to me and I sent it to another friend of mine. I'm like, do you want it again? I
Yeah.
bought the wrong size. No, I do that. Like, I have a habit of being frivolous. But you said, what would I give up?
Yeah.
I would give up shopping for sure because I cannot give up on food. And I love experimenting with food. Like, love it. So,
I've had so many different type of cuisines because of her.
and he keeps saying, how do you know this? Because he'd be like, ye cheese kya? I'm like, this
She
is
will
this.
eat something and tell me ki isme kya. I said, I've never heard the word you're saying. How do
Yeah.
you know it's in this?
Yeah.
I love food.
What was Aditya wearing the first time you all saw each other? Do you all remember?
Like, okay, tee and jeans, but it was like a pink color t-shirt. Yeah, it was a light pink one.
I think I know which
That
one you're talking
salmon
about.
pink
Salmon,
t-shirt.
Yeah. Could be, I don't know.
Possible. First movie you all watched together.
I know this.
Can't remember.
She's got the point.
Oculus. At home we were watching.
Oculus? What's the film about?
It was a scary movie and I dared you to watch the scary movie.
That was the first one you watched it?
Yeah.
She makes me watch horror films and I hate.
That's why.
I get shit scared.
Yeah.
So even if you go to a theatre while watching a film, horror film, so...
He'll be on his phone.
No, I'm never on my phone, but I'm like that. I'm looking away because I know something's gonna happen and I don't want her to know that I'm looking away, so I'm just, my eyeballs are somewhere else.
First date place. Like a normal date, lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever.
Was it?
Po, yeah. Or Sirocco, we can say. Po was with people, Sirocco was alone.
Yours, yeah.
Lastly, what about Aditya annoys Anushka the most?
Everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything.
It just irritates me.
I procrastinate a lot.
Messiness.
I was gonna do
I think-
untidy, I wrote untidy and then I wiped it off.
Yeah, but your messiness is what irritates me on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's fair. It's correct.
So Anushka clearly
Knows you
wins
better.
this one. No, I think knows the relationship.
Yeah, nice. Adi winner, Anush loser. Very good.
But she won.
I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
In your head, you're the winner.
Yeah. Take a picture and put it up on your wall now.
We come to an end. Wishing you guys a very happy Valentine's Day. Do you all
Wish
have
Wish
you
you the
the
same.
So with that, thank you so much and I'll see you guys super soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.